Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live, where we just hang out, talk about this, that, and the other thing regarding yarn and what we're working on with crochet and whatnot. So, um, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And if I seem a bit distracted, it's because I am. My car is just outside. It's loaded. As you can see, my mannequin is gone because it's in the car. And as soon as I'm finished here and grab a bite to eat, I am headed to the Frederick Fiber Festival. And I'm really excited about that. That's going to be tomorrow from 9 to 5. That's April 25th, 2026. I'm going to be in building 14A. And I'm really excited to tell you that two of my friends in this industry are going to be in this very same building. The yarnsmith is going to be in the same building and have her glorious yarn available, as well as many others. And Jewel Designs, who makes those beautiful. Let me show you some. Ah, well, some of those have been packed away as well. But the lady who makes these beautiful um, stud buttons is what she calls them, where they have this little piece of leather that goes onto the back. So it makes it really easy to just put these onto your shawl and they stay in place. So you don't have to keep playing with the shawl pin. So she's going to be in the same building. That's building 14A. And there are actually 5 buildings of vendors going to be there. The event is free. You don't have to pay an entry fee. But if you go online before you attend and sign up, you can be entered into drawings and all sorts of fun things. There are going to be some really fun giveaways at the end. So, check that out. There also are going to be a lot of food vendors, food trucks there. So each year, this has just grown and gotten bigger and bigger. So you don't have to worry about, lunch needs or whatever. You can grab something to drink, grab something to eat while you're there and still enjoy the festival. And if you do go, please stop by. If you mention YouTube, I watch you on YouTube, Friday Fun, whatever. I have just a little something I wanted to give you as just a small token of my gratitude for the way you encourage me and serve what I do. So I really appreciate that. Well, let me go ahead, and we do have an unboxing that we're going to do. A whole bunch of yarn right here. Before we do that, I wanted to jump in and say hey to everybody that's been waiting so patiently in the chat. Linda, Brat's mom, good to see you, my friend. She says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, Becky, and my dear Yarnies from sunny, for now, Southwest Chicago suburbs. Please, friends, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. Let me do one thing here. Let me just check one thing. Make sure my administrator is with us. Okay. And let me go ahead and pull her up. I was hurrying getting some other things organized. I actually went to Costco this morning to get me a couple of chairs to sit in. Here we go. All right. Um, I, I'm really excited. I got these really nice chairs. They're just folding chairs from Costco. They were $19.99 each, and it has a much higher back rise for your back. And I sat in one last week, and I'm like, oh, these are wonderful. And so my husband and I decided that since I'm going to be standing or sitting or at the fair tomorrow for like 8 straight hours, that we'd get a couple of those to add to my equipment for that. And so I'm so excited about that. And they're kind of silly, huh? But I went to bed last night just thinking about these beautiful chairs I'm going to get today, so that I can be comfortable and hopefully be in a really good mood throughout the day. All right. Karen's in our chat and says, good morning, Bonnie and Hannah, and all the beautiful crocheters in the room. Karen from Karine, I hope I'm not messing that one up, Ontario, Canada. We are finally getting warmer weather and sunshine. Yes, yes, yes. I hope so. I think the weather for this fiber festival, please come early. If you do, it looks like rain is in the forecast in the, after lunch hours, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. There may be a little bit of rain, but all the the people are indoors. There is maybe one or two that might have like a yarn bus or something that you can go in, but the buildings are all sufficiently indoors, so you're going to be able to stay dry. But do take an umbrella going from building to building if you do come. But the morning looks really good, and the good news is the temperatures look perfect for this. It's going to be like in the 60s, 70s, so it's going to be really nice. Looking forward to that. But yeah, great to have you, Karen, from Ontario, Canada. And is it Janice Hill? Great to have you with us. And Phil says hello from Utah near Wyoming, heading back to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Wow, you sure get around, Phil. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these places in the fall. I'll be telling you all more about that as the time gets closer, but I'm hoping to be out in that neck of the woods just for a little bit. And let's see, we have, is it Sono? Sono, is that right? Says good morning, okay, Chris from Oklahoma City. Great to have you, Chris. Um, and Kathleen says a very happy Friday morning to everyone. Thank you, Kathleen. Where did my cursor go? There it goes. And there go all the messages. And Diane, good to have you here from New Jersey. And Felicia, good afternoon to you. And she says good evening. So maybe you're joining us from further away. And Alana says hi, all my, I guess, Yarny friends. And Jesus Joy 77805 says hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and Yarny friends. I pray you all are doing well and feeling well. Blessings to you all. Thank you very much. Yes, um, been a struggle of a week, but we're ending up on a good note. Was riding the struggle bus. Full disclosure, the last couple of days have just been kind of, yeah, riding that old struggle bus. I was glad to get off of it yesterday evening. But anyway, Felicia Weatherspoon, great to have you. Excuse me. And Sandra from Southern California. And Jesus Joy 7 is wishing Phil safe travels. Thank you for doing that. And I'm glad the weather's better for you, Phil. At least I hope, just past the winter months. And Hannah, great to have you with us. It's interesting, these numbers that they're adding after our names now. I don't remember seeing that in the past, but anyway. And Grammy Rita, I'm waving right back at you. And yeah, Jesus Joy 7 checking in with Hannah. She says, always glad to have you in the chat. You're a blessing. I agree. Yes, she is. And Angie, good morning to you. And Manila Shirley says, hi, dearest Bonnie from Western PA. Best of everything to you and your fair tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Heidi says, hello from Belgium. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. You're from a long way. It's amazing that we can do this, with overseas. I grew up in a time when to make even a long distance call from my home in Florida to my grandpa in Cincinnati, Ohio, we had to wait until Sunday evening because the rates would be lower. And we never even envisioned being able to talk and see each other like on FaceTime. But it's just amazing that we can have people all the way from Belgium just join our chat like this. And Red Hook says, good morning, all. Bonnie, I've just finished watching the Celtic Orchid shawl tutorial. Now I want to pull out my mohair and make one. Yes. Speaking of which, here we go. This is what she's talking about. Now the picture on the thumbnail is a beautiful orchid, or crushed berries is the name. I actually don't have that to show you at the moment because it's packed in the car. If you want to see that one, touch it, feel it, it's going to be at the Yarnsmith's booth. But this is what the stitching pattern looks like if you use a mohair. And this one is a tad bit smaller than the one that I made with the Yarnsmith beautiful colored crushed berries yarn, but you get an idea. And so all I would need to do to make this bigger is just to keep going and then decide when you want to stop and then just work this this edging. But I really enjoyed this one. So again, that one is up on the channel right now. It's doing really well. So thank you all for watching that. If you are part of the watch channel, two things for you. First, an apology. I'm sorry I had a technical issue with sending out the link this week, but I have rescheduled that watch channel hangout, the Zoom hangout, for this coming Tuesday from 2 to 4. So I have sent that link out and I will send that link out yet again on Monday, just as a reminder. And you should have this pattern. I set it up on the watch channel a day or two early, and you should have that complimentary pattern right there waiting for you. If you're not a watch member, you can find the pattern to this in my Lovecraft store as well as in my Etsy store. All right. Oh my goodness, Heather, thank you so very much. What a generous contribution. Let me go ahead and add that to my notes while I can, because otherwise I do not remember. All right, so you have started us. Let's see. All right, well, that pushes us over the edge. So that brings it to $110. Okay. So our next donation will probably be to Shriners. So thank you so much, Heather. And I will do my best to try to come up with a song, or I may have to recycle one that I've already done from a long time ago, but I will be thinking on that this week. And so next week I will try to come up with a thank you song for you all. So that every time, so for those of you who are new, whenever we reach the goal of 100 or a little above, in this case it's above, it's $110 with Heather's generous contribution. That is 100% of that money will be donated to Shriners Hospital for Children. We have a few charities that we bounce around with donations, and it's just been a joy to be able to do that. So thank you. And I will try to come up with a fun crochet parody song. Not a professional singer, but that doesn't stop me from trying. So it's always a lot of fun to, as Miss Frizzle says, get messy, have fun, try to learn something new. All right. Let's see. Find out where I was. We have okay. So it says, is Islam, I guess, is the name. I'm going to just stick with that. And it says, hello. Well, welcome to our chat. And Joy, great to have you here. And Phil says, yep, gorgeous day today. Yeah, it looks beautiful here too, but it's supposed to rain later. But I think I'll be getting set up before that happens. It's not going to be a lot of rain, I don't think. But Pam, great to have you from Houston. And Heather says, hi, Yarny friends, praying everyone is doing well. Thank you so much. And Susie Pop Creation, glad to have you here as always. Yeah, Jesus Joy 7 says, does anyone know what those numbers are after the name in the chat? I have no idea, but maybe it's just a way to keep up with channels. I have no idea what that's about. But maybe we'll look into that. And Virginia, great to have you. Good morning. And again, Heather, thank you so much for your kind generosity there. And a question from Anna Marie Redeker. Hello, everyone. Question: when converting a pattern to the lace weight mohair alpaca, do you downsize the hook or use the one started in the pattern? Great question. Um, there are lots of ways you can do it. I do not. Um, I oversize my hook. I use the same hook size, the size G, and it produces a very airy, um, more ethereal kind of pattern. So the pattern gauge should be the same, even though the yarn is much thinner, but because of all that fluff that's attached to it, it works. And and like I said, when you block material like this, you can ball it up, stick it in your bag, and it will stay for the most part. I mean, it will stay blocked. I mean, don't put it in one of those bags that you suck all the air out of, one of those compression vacuum bags. That just leaves everything a wrinkled mess, in my opinion. But I would just stick to the same size hook and see what you think. If you follow the directions on the label, it'll probably tell you a much smaller hook, and then you're going to end up with just, a scarf about this wide. But there's nothing wrong with just making it more, aerated, so to speak. That's the way I like to do my mohair. You see every bit of the stitches, and what's great about it is even the double crochets and the chains and everything. You see how cool that looks? You see every little nook and cranny of the stitch, and I think it just makes it look much more lacy and beautiful. But again, my opinion, I'm sure there are other people who would maybe do it differently, but that's the way I like to roll with it. Um, we have DL Chris from Southern Oregon. Great to have you. And thank you, Heather. She says, "My honor to give. Thank you all for what you do, Bunny. Well, thank you so much. You are so sweet, and it's gonna, benefit others beyond these walls. So thank you." And Carol, great to have you. Says Carol Beth on a sunny day in Oregon. Hannah says, Heather must want my mom to sing again, and she went, "Bleh." Thank you, Hannah. Um, And Trish, great to have you. Says, "Hi, Bonnie. Want to say, folks, please send prayers to all affected is it in Oklahoma? Just watched some live coverage of the devastation. No lives lost. A blessing." Wow. Yeah. I guess from the storms coming through there, maybe tornadoes. I haven't even heard about that yet, Trish. Thank you. We'll have to look into that. And yes, she says such sad news. Okay, tornadoes. Okay, tornadoes. That's what I guess. If there's a line of storms this time of the year, that's probably what it is. I cannot tell you how glad I am that my kids have moved. I mean, Georgia's wonderful in some ways, but where they lived in like Tornado Alley. I mean, it can happen anywhere, but just the fact that both of the houses they purchased and lived in for a while had been refurbished after tornadoes ripped them up once already. So, as a mom, I mean, nothing against you, Georgians, I promise. But as a mom, I'm glad my kids have moved a little bit further north. I mean, yeah, it can happen here too. It can happen anywhere. But the percentage wise where they were is so much higher. Um, yeah. All right. Oh, thank you, Karen. She says you have a beautiful singing voice and play. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Karen. I try. I have fun with it. And like I said, I've told people years ago many times, I'm used to playing for people about this high and lower. So the kids that I played for 25 years or more in children's ministry at church, they didn't know a good singer from a not a good singer. So they helped me to not feel so much about it, just to jump in there and have fun. All right. And Trish says, if my knowledge of tornadoes is correct, that's a big one. An EF5. Oh, that's terrible. I think that's one of the worst. I mean, I don't hold on a second. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, they rate, I guess when the tornado rate, I'm sorry, hurricane ratings are different. I think oh, does it go to a 4? Or I think it does go to a 5 also with hurricanes, and that's what Hurricane Andrew was in 1991 coming through Florida. I walked the neighborhoods of that one. Whew, can't even think about it without getting upset. It was awful. Anyway, um, yeah, that is a bad one. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. All right. Thank you for asking about. Okay, Susie. Okay, Susie says I'm doing okay. Grandma is okay, so I'm okay. Good, 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 good. Yeah. Okay, it's Hannah answering. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm got it now. Okay, I'm with it with I'm sorry guys. I'm just kind of uh zoning out there for a second. Heck checking on grandma and Hannah. Thank you. And Anne Marie says, hello everyone. Question. Okay, we did that one. Okay, I did that when Hannah sent me that question. Okay. Um, and Denise says, I hope everyone is having a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you. Um, and thanks for asking about Hannah, Denise. And Hannah says, I could be doing better, but okay. That's an honest answer, Hannah. Thank you. Um, yeah, thank you for encouraging my my wonderful administrator, um, moderator, bouncer, as we lovingly call her. Um, oh, thank you, Denise. I guess she likes the thought shawl, and yes, the thumbs up. Thanks for thinking about doing that. And yeah, Sono says, according to Google, username must be unique. So it has added random numbers after common usernames. Okay, so now we know. So you all are using a lot of common names, so they have to add numbers. All right, that's helpful. Although I can't imagine there's that many Hannah Barkers in the world, but yeah, maybe it's just like with license plates, you got to add numbers after them. Hmm. Uh, oh, okay. So Okay, so Sono, I'm sorry if you mentioned your name earlier, but Keisha says mine is Sono 4, means sonographer, ultrasound technologist, my profession. Excellent. Thank you for doing that. I know I've had many sonograms for various reasons, and a lot of people I know in the chat have as well. It takes a lot of training to do that. Okay, great. And so Archer Renee says, hi everyone, working and watching with no sound because of calls. Well, Archer Renee, it's good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Um, think about you often. And Kim says, good morning from the mountains in New Mexico. Is it Rudoso? Oh, I'm showing my ignorance again with geography, guys. I'm so sorry. Well, let me go ahead. I think I went through, got most of the chat here, and it's kind of quiet. Wanted to let's go ahead and unbox some yarn. All right. Now this is the yarn that I got from Lovecrafts, and interestingly enough, the address that it shipped from was Webs. Is it the? Let me see. Let me look at this. Is it the Webs? Okay, this is coming from Hamilton, Missouri. I guess that's where the Webb's warehouse is. So let's go ahead and open this. This is, I tell you right now, this is Paintbox yarn. And we'll talk about it once I get some, or at least if that's what I ordered, let's hope that's what they sent me. um, ooh, okay. Here we go. I have not opened this, so this is all new for me. All right. Okay, let's take a look at some of this. This is Paintbox yarn, simply Aran. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this, it's 100% acrylic. Each of these is 201 yards or 184 meters. Does this, okay, this has a color number 228, doesn't have, it's interesting when you go online, they have names for these colors, but they also have a color number, but they only write the number on the ball of yarn. So this is 228. I got several of these. And I also got color 219. Isn't that pretty? I just wanted to do something kind of bright and cheerful. And I just thought, oh, I'll get some of these and some of these. I'm getting these for future I'm hoping to make throws out of these, but we'll see. And this is color 223. All right, I was kind of hoping that'd be a little more yellow, but that's actually kind of nice. It's kind of a little bit subdued. Let's see what else we got in here. Ooh. All right. Oh, isn't this pretty? This is color 243. This kind of reminds me of the orchid color on the scarf. Maybe my brain is just going for that more. And there should be some. All right. Okay, I got another one just like that. And here we go. We got, this is just white. I'll give you the number anyway if I can find it here. Color 200. So a bag of white. And this is all the same kind of yarn. So that's pretty much all of it. Those are all the colors I've got. So what I ended up doing, they had a sale. And if you bought packs of 5, so I got 5 of a lot of these colors, you would get 40% off. And the same when you bought the 10 packs, it was 40% off the regular price. And because I ordered more than $65 worth, I got free shipping, and it came really quickly. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, I don't work for Love Crafts. I mean, I have my store there, but I don't work for this yarn company. I just happen to like this yarn. I paid for this with my own money. And they do have a sale on now. If you're interested in this, I do have a link in the video description. Although the prices aren't as deep a discount, whenever it goes to 40 or beyond, if they have the colors I'm looking for, I usually get some. Because I know I will put it in my stash, and I know with my creative juices, it will get me going, so I don't have to run out and go searching for yarn. I can just pick from what I have, and I did have some very specific ideas for these colors, and I'm looking at designing something for the summer that will be. Don't know what it's going to be yet. But my vision is something that's small and that can be connected a piece at a time, so that when you're working on something, you don't have to cover yourself in a blanket when it's 95 degrees out. And I wanted something bright and cheerful because, as you know, it's not just about the finished item, but it's about the journey. It's about the joy in the journey as you're making these things. So if you're looking to buy yarn, the other reason I got it is they had a bunch of colors. For months, they only had like 2 or 3 colors available, and then they had like 30 different colors. So I'm like, okay, it's time to go shopping. So if you're looking for, yarn that's on sale, it's on sale. It's not at 40%, but if you buy the 10 packs, it's actually 35%. If you buy just individual balls, just one, or skeins, just one at a time, it's 30% off. So I always need more than one. So I like getting the 10 packs. So if I get 5 packs and 10 packs of this, it's Paintbox Simply Aran yarn. It's 35% off right now. So, and again, link in the video description if you're interested in that. And if not, that's fine. And if you're not in a place in the world where this is available to you, and I always tell people, use what's available in your area, and use your favorite, when it comes to my throws and things, use not mine, but use your favorite worsted weight yarn. I know some of you love Red Heart Super Saver. I get that. The 1 pound Aran yarn, that's good yarn. I like this a little bit, well, actually a lot better. But there are other yarns from other companies too. And some people like, make it wool, make it a blend or whatever. So feel free to use, whatever makes you happy. So, well, that was fun. Put this back in the box. That was absolutely bursting with yarn. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. What else do we have going here? Oh, yeah, one more thing, very important that I need to tell you about, and that is the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is going to be at the Howard County Fairgrounds. Is it next weekend? Yeah, next weekend. It's May. Is that right? Mm, let me just verify. Trust but verify, right? Let's see. Yes, sirree. That is like next week. So next Saturday will be, and Sunday is the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. Now, last year I talked to you all because I was the judge for all the crochet entries in the what they call it, the skein and garment competition. You do not have to be a Maryland resident to participate. You can be from anywhere in the world to participate in the skein. If you spin your own yarn and garment, a garment is like anything. It can be anything from a hat to a throw. So if you're interested in participating in that, check out, there should be a link in the video description. The deadline to apply online, you have to submit an online application. The deadline is tonight at midnight. And then there's a lot of information you would need to read on how to bring your item. I'm going to be taking something that my daughter-in-law made, and I'm going to just drop it off in person there on April 30th. All that information is in the link that I put in the video description. So check that out if you want to enter. The only thing is, if you do that, you have to pick up or have a friend, somebody pick it up for you after the show is over. Now, you can mail in your entry. You need to check on that too if you wanted to do that. And okay, I will say this out loud. If you want me to pick up your item from the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival when it shuts down on, I guess it would be the 3rd, on May 3rd, let me know. I could possibly pick that up and ship it to you. But you need to communicate with me on that so that I know to pick it up and not just leave it. But otherwise, if you're going to attend, I think it would be really fun to just enter and just see what happens. Used to tell my kids over and over again about entering things. Oh, mom, I don't know if I could win. I don't know if I'll do well. Well, if you don't enter, you're not going to do anything. But if you enter, like I always say, or applying for a job, give them a chance to tell you no. Give them a chance to evaluate. It's fun. I know it's a little scary to put yourself out there, but you can learn a lot from it. I mean, as long as you don't take it too seriously either way, it can still be a lot of fun just to get feedback, to get encouragement, and you never know where it could take you. So, and of course we have the festival, our local fair coming up in August. And I know maybe you guys are having fairs, throughout the year, wherever you're from. Check into your local happenings and see what's available. It's so much fun. You can meet people locally by doing things like this. All right. Got a couple questions coming in from Hannah. Okay, if I can get this thing to work. Oh, wow. Phil says Hamilton, Missouri is home of Missouri Star Quilts. Wow, that is so cool. Very nice. And from Cape Cod Dream Creations, hi Bonnie and everyone. Was curious if the pattern for the throw with 3 crosses is still available on Etsy. The pattern of On a Hill Far Away. Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't get back to everybody. Yesterday's been busy. There was a family birthday, not mine, but somebody else's. And so I was busy with that. And I didn't maybe get all my email. Yes, On a Hill Far Away is in my Lovecraft store. It's also in my Etsy store, or it should be. If it's not showing up, let me know and I can get that to you. It's one of my favorites. And from Phil, when it comes to buying yarn, do you guys buy yarn and then find a pattern, or do you have a pattern and then find yarn to fit the project? Thank you, Hannah. for putting that link in there. That's a good question, Phil. That'd be interesting to hear what some of you say on that. But I, what do? I do it both ways. Sometimes I know I'll just answer this for me, but it'd be interesting to hear what some of the other folks in the chat do. But I do it both ways. When I was in at the PEI, Prince Edward Island Fiber Festival. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I shopped for yarn, not knowing what it would be, but I did shop when I got this yarn. I had a pattern in mind that I was already working on, and I wanted to get thinner yarn, and that's when I, for this, and I specifically shopped for the linen silk blend. Didn't know it was going to have silk in it, but I really liked this. I was looking for something very summery to wear. This yarn, speaking of which, there's another design, the Florida Sunset Shawl. This yarn sat in my stash for about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. It was about 2 years ago, really to the week, that I bought this at the Frederick Fiber Festival a couple years ago. So this just sat there, and it would just sat on a shelf, kind of staring at me, and I would look at it, and I had ideas that I tried to implement, and it didn't work, but then eventually did become this. The box of yarn that I just showed you, I have general ideas what I want to do with it, but nothing firm. So it kind of goes back and forth, whether I have an idea drawn out or not. Yeah, that's a great question. Let's see what other people are saying with that. I want to see. All right. Hello, Virginia. Welcome to the chat. Let's see if anybody else. Oh, wow. We have Margita in the chat. Hey, great to have you. I answered that question. And we have Kim says, good morning from the mountains. Okay, New Mexico. Okay, got that one. Okay, now I know where I am in the chat. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anybody. And about the sonograms, it says, I just had one done yesterday, which took 3 months to get. Wow. The tech told me they only have 2 techs, and it's a highly specialized skill set. Wow. You must not have many places available in your area. I wonder if that's why. Yeah, I'm glad it went well. Yeah. Let's see, getting back in here. Okay, and then Phil asked his question about where do you get the pattern and then buy the yarn. Okay, I just want to hear about. Carol says, I have to finish some of your projects that I've already started before I buy more yarn. Not a problem. I'm not trying to sabotage you all on spending money that you don't have or getting yarn that you don't need. I mean, this is my living, so I guess that gives me a pass to. I don't want to say hoard yarn because I don't think I hoard yarn. I have a lot of yarn, but it's not. Anyway, I won't get into all that. I have enough. I have plenty, but I'm always going to need more. And whenever I do throws, I know it takes a minimum 20 skeins of yarn, minimum. So whenever I see it on sale, I just stock up. I've got enough for 2 other throws in my storage as well. And I have up here, I know the colors. I can tell you, one is light gray and another one is a red tweed that I'm really, really looking forward to working something up for the fall. But I have to get through what I have in mind for the spring first before I can go that far. I have to give my mind just kind of take it easy, slow down. Robin says, can't wait to see you tomorrow at the Frederick Fiberfest. Yes, it will be good to see you in person again. Robin, remind me that I have something for you. Okay. I have, let me show you guys. I hope I bring enough, but I have just a little booklet, that that has stickers and notepads and a pen. These are all sticky notes, and I use these. The reason I got these is I use them all the time when I'm. Let me show you. Mm. This is going to look like a mess, but this is what I like to do. I'm looking through, like stitch dictionaries and things, and I use these all the time to say, okay, I really like the way this looks, that looks, and the other thing looks, and then I'm thinking, well, I can combine that with this, that, or the other thing. Um, so it just helps me to not always recreate the wheel, and reinvent the wheel over and over again. If I have an idea, I try to write it down, or I label it. But Robin, come, just say, hey, you got a booklet for me, or say something, just to jog my memory, because I'm gonna pretty much be by myself tomorrow, as far as I know. So things could get really busy, but if you don't mind just waiting, if it gets busy, it may not be busy at all. I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous there, but I hope it gets busy. um, I have a bunch of books in my car ready to go, but definitely stop by. Um, and Jesus Joy 7, okay, talks to Hannah about the appointment taking forever. In San Diego, we have a large population. Also, people who live in Mexico come over the border. Also, they need another hospital too. Yeah, that's harder when you have a lot of people. And Robin says, and you judged my shawl. So glad you awarded my ribbon. Hey, cool. See, I did not know that last year. So very nice. And I hope and speaking of Robin, I hope you put more things in. I would have been, like I said, I think I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I would have been the judge again this year, but I had to decline because my daughter-in-law is putting something in, and I just thought that's in my mind, it's a clear conflict of interest. And I don't know who's judging this year, but if family does not have anything in next year, I hope they ask again, because I really enjoyed doing that. But my goal here, just talking about it, is just to get the number of entries up, because there was just not that many, and we really need more crochet entries, just to kind of give people a vision where they can go with this. Um, and Manila Shirley says, "Oh, please don't rush this month. LOL. I'll be another year older at the end of this month. Time flies way too fast." Yeah, you and me both. um, yep, yep. Time does fly. I was thinking of that the other day, looking at some pictures when my kids were little. I'm like, wow, when did that happen? And thanks again for posting that link, Hannah. And Jesus Joy 7 says to Carol, I always say that they get drawn in somehow to buy more. Uh, yeah, and I'll be walking around all these beautiful skeins of yarn tomorrow. So you just never know what's gonna happen. But the thing is, I'm not gonna have that much time to shop. So anyway. Um, Carol says, personally, I usually find the pattern first and then buy the yarn. Okay, that's always what I used to do too, until I started designing. That's probably the way most people do it. Denise says, I used to uh I guess do both, but I made a decision last year to only buy it with a project in mind. I write down what I'm ordering and write the project next to it so I don't forget. Yeah, and that's a good way to do it too, Denise, so that you have enough yarn. And I always encourage people to buy just a little bit more if you need to. Um, you just don't want to run short. And a question from Karen says, I've been looking at crochet patterns from the 18th and 19th centuries. The terminology is very different and hard to follow, but fun to try. Oh yeah. Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, I love finding antique crochet books. I've got several on my over here. And what's funny is you can find some techniques that have been lost and forgotten, and kind of revive them a little bit. Um, Yeah, very cool. But yeah, even just going back to the 70s, I can tell you, I could go into a diatribe about how the language has changed. Um, I think changed for the better for the most part, but yeah. Yeah, but, yeah, that's where it's helpful if they have diagrams, but I know they don't always have that. None of the patterns I used when it was in the 1970s, they never had diagrams, so I just had to figure it out or flounder. Um, alright, and okay, and let's see. Yeah, it's getting harder. Yeah, it's getting harder for I know Hannah too, just getting appointments sometimes. Um, Sono says, I get yarn when I see something I like because I've learned if I wait to find a pattern, the yarn will be gone. There you go. I do that too. If I see something that's just too good to pass up, yeah, I get it. I know I can always make a shawl or a scarf or even a top with it. So oh, thank you, Carol. She says, "Love all your crochet projects and tell others about your channel." Thank you so very much. I like the smaller projects so I can continue learning stitches. Excellent. Well, I am going to be working on some smaller projects. I have, well, one that I edited it, the video that is, I haven't written it out. It's a very simple pattern, but I have a small one coming out probably in May since April is about gone. So this will be coming out in May, and I'll be working on some kitchen items too, hot pads. I have in mind something that can be used either as a dishcloth or folded in half can function as a hot pad. And those are the favorite hot pads I'm always going to because I have some of these that were manufactured and given to me as gifts, and I've been burned with some of those. But the hardcore, do I have any with me? No, I don't have it in reach. But the dishcloth cotton. If you make it out of a sturdy enough stitch and you can fold it in half, there's no better way to take something hot out of the oven. So, yeah, so some of those small projects and I have a ton of them on the channel too, Carol. Thank you again for your support. I really, really, really appreciate that. Um, and Carol says, "I hear you, Jesus Joy. I'm thinking it's time to buy some new colors." Um, and sometimes I see the yarn and I think of what pattern I can make. You're a disciple. Aren't you fun? Um, let's see. Let's see, getting close. And Jesus Story 7 says, it depends. I purchase yarn both ways. When I attend a yarn crawl, I plan first. That's a good idea. Yeah, I need to jot down some ideas before I go in today. Let's see. Hannah says, good point. And Phil says, I tend to buy yarn and then find a pattern for it. That works too. And then Carol's responding to Jesus Joy says, good idea, Denise, if um, keeping keeping track of your yarn orders and projects. Absolutely. Although once in a while, I must confess, as I organize my stash from with yarn that's left over from other projects, it's just kind of like Christmas to find yarn that you forgot about. And you're like, oh yeah, this is so nice. I'm gonna make something with this. So I need to pull out some of those too. It's kind of like, Christmas in the summertime. It's kind of fun. And let's see. And Carol says, I used to forget what I bought it for. That's why I do it that way now. Good idea. Good, good, good. Then she's Jesus Joy 7 saying, today yarn is so expensive it drives me to buy on sale. Yeah, that's why I buy this on sale. I don't have to pay shipping. So and it's yarn that I love and trust and I'm gonna use. So there. I justified it. Um That's right. Sona says, not a hoard, it's a collection. That's right. They're collectible. And Hannah says, same thing with books and dolls. I like to collect American Girl dolls. I can't afford to buy brand new these days. Oh, she has a beautiful collection too. But everybody, she rescues these dolls from thrift stores that look a mess. and bring them home, clean them up, put on some different clothes, brush out their hair, and oh my goodness, it's a brand new doll. And Hannah to the rescue. And Susie Pop's Creation says, I love to get mine on sale, but also buy when I need certain colors or amounts for specific projects also. And that's allowed. Isn't that great? It's a free country, or at least we are free here in the US. It's allowed. Yeah. Um, excellent. I can't wait to see you, Robin. This is gonna be great. And we have somebody from Texas. Hello from Texas. DMS. Um, and Jesus Joy 7 says, Bonnie, that's your business. You have to spend money in order to make money. Exactly. And I have to tell you, you know what the best part about it is? It's tax deductible when you're a designer. So I have no guilt, but I understand, yeah, everybody has to watch our budget. I do have a budget. I don't buy, you know, just for the fun of buying it. Although maybe I do sometimes, but anyway, I do tend to make something of it eventually. Yeah. Um, yes. Uh, and about Hannah's dolls, Jesus Joy says, "Wow, that's great. Have a friend that makes those doll clothes." Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all would be interested in making American Girl doll clothes. I probably should. I'd like to probably try to make some of those things for Hannah. That would be something that would be really fun to make. I'll have to think about that. I have a lot of scrap yarn. That would be fun to just work up some things. Remind me, Hannah. I always forget about that. And Robin says, we talked about my redoing heirloom cable blanket. I finished it and will be submitting it. Oh, yay. Oh, I hope you do well with that. Um, wow. And let's see. Hannah says, does she have an Etsy store? I'd love to check it out. Yeah, definitely put her if she has an Etsy store, Jesus Joy 7, drop that link in the chat, or at the very least, send it to me. I mean, you're welcome to drop that in there. I don't mind you doing that. I just don't like people coming into the chat that have, want to sell us insurance or something that it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But if you have someone who's an Etsy seller, or if you're an Etsy seller and you're joining our community chat, drop that link in there. We want to support you. Okay. I just don't want people coming in with Bitcoin and stuff like that. We've had that. And Hannah and I have had to just kind of go get out. But yeah, I don't want anyone taking advantage of you guys unnecessarily. But if it's something that we enjoy together, definitely drop that link in there. Okay. There's no rule against that in my book. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, Karen says, I've been looking at crochet. Okay, we did that one. Okay, she doesn't have an Etsy store, and that's fine. That's fine. Hannah says, I already spend too much on doll clothes anyway. And thank you, Carol, for your kind comments. You are so, so, so sweet. And Denise says, I sell at markets and always looking for new, smaller items. Okay, got it. And Sampler Worker says, back when Joanne's was doing crochet alongs, if you waited to get the yarn, many times the colors would be discontinued. The one I'm working on now used a yarn that Caron has now discontinued. Oh, poo. I hate it when that happens. I hope you can make do with something else. That's hard. And hey, Karen says, hey, y'all from Jackson, Mississippi. Well, welcome to the chat. And Denise says, I have 2 markets this weekend. Woo, and made a bunch of coasters, eyeglass cases, and some cold cup cozies. I hope you do well. Denise, send us a picture of your table. I'd love to share that on social media. Okay. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, Karen. And Denise, appreciate that. And Phil says, it is 2 hobbies, collecting yarn and crocheting with it. On the nose. Very good. That's right. I appreciate yarn of all sorts. And just to demonstrate that too, I don't think I'm a yarn snob. I kind of joke about being a yarn snob sometimes, but I think I've proven otherwise because I love acrylic. I don't shame people that they're using normal yarn. It's like there's nothing wrong with that. But I love the good stuff too. I love the indie dyer stuff. I love to support local artisans in my community. And I love the products they make. I love the high-end stuff. I like the practical, washable acrylic stuff. I have no prejudice whatsoever against any kind of yarn. I don't think I do. Um, and they each have their purpose. Denise says, I have 3 granddaughters and have made several outfits for each one. Good for you. I need to get on the ball with that. I haven't made anything. I made a hat for my granddaughter, but I made that years before she was born. So I need to do that more. And yes, good morning, Elizabeth, or good afternoon. Greetings from Austria. Have a great day. Yes, you too. You have a beautiful country there. Been to it a couple of times and really enjoyed it. Love going through the Alps portions of it in particular. Yeah, those do sound fun. Carol says that to Denise. Yes. And Bobby, good to have you in the chat. Bobby says, Bonnie, I miss you. We need to plan another soon. Yes, yes, we do. Just don't know what my schedule is just yet, Bobby. Uh, uh, don't know when I'm going to be heading that far west. I'm mostly going to be heading uh, to South Carolina is my next trip, and that's way far east of where you are, unfortunately. Yeah. Um, and let's see. Karen says, I get yarn for projects already planned. Okay. And thanks again for that reminder, Denise. All those thumbs. Oh, thank you, Karen. Loves the Afghan behind me. This is going to be at the fair. I need to pack it. I'm sitting here like thinking, oh, I didn't pack that yet. So I need to put this in the car. That's going to be on display at the festival in Frederick. Let's see. And Jesus Joy 7 says, I crochet and knit. I enjoy knitting shawls in different colors, so that requires more yarn. Yeah. Denise says, I would love to go to Austria. Oh, it's beautiful there. It's beautiful. We got to take our kids. It's part of time in Europe back in 2013. This was a trip that I didn't know it was happening until like a week and a half before it happened. My husband surprised everybody with this, but we had some great family times before the kids started going away to college and moving away from home. So it was just perfect timing. All right, so we have just a few more minutes here. All right, and Susie says about the discontinued yarn on the Crochet Along. If you ask in the chat, one of us collectors may have it and can trade or sell to you. Yeah, you can also check Etsy. Sometimes Etsy may have the specific yarn. You can try eBay. I haven't really worked with eBay as much because I think eBay is as good as the seller. So that might be kind of kind of a metaphorical stab in the dark. But yeah, you can Google, do a Google search for the kind of yarn and the yarn color, and you may find somebody nearby that has it. Yeah, that is a possibility. And Jesus Joy 7, also, since we have the internet, you can explore yarns from around the world. Absolutely. And Susie Pop says, my enabler hubby always tells everyone I have more yarn than the store does. But I imagine he does that cheerfully. I imagine he loves having a happy wife because you have all that yarn. I know my husband's a big enabler. He's like, check it out. And, he has no problem with the yarn, especially since it's going to help hopefully make our retirement a little bit better than it would have been. So he's all for yarn. And it's enabled us to help my children out quite a bit too. So thank you all for your support. And Karen says, I have to stick with value acrylic that's within my Social Security disability budget. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, Karen. It's fine. And yes, you can check the Ravelry community as well. Yeah, Ravelry stashes. Yeah, you can definitely check that. Thanks, Phil, for that tip. Yeah, so definitely check that out. And this is Tina says, hi, Bonnie, found your Celtic Sampler. I'm looking forward to tackling it. Thank you. I hope it goes well for you. Just know that mistakes are allowed, and and it's just yarn. And there is a learning curve, but if you don't mind that, jump on in and get messy, have fun with it. Yep, yep, y'all having fun here. And Susie says, yes, he always adds more to my buggy and even takes me whenever he sees new stuff and encourages me to get more. Oh my goodness, he is a keeper, Susie. Um, and Karen says, Red Heart Super Saver, is it grenadine color is the one I'm looking for that's discontinued. Okay, so now we know. Well, I wanted to end with something encouraging. I like to read usually a scripture or something because, like I mentioned earlier, riding the struggle bus this week. I mean, and I know that's not unusual. I mean, some of you, I know not everybody, flies high all the time. I certainly don't. You guys help me feel uplifted. I love this group. I love you guys, and the Lord is always faithful to provide. And I just was telling someone in a note just how you know and it's okay to be, I think, okay to be down in the dumps sometimes. And in fact, we have a whole book in the Bible called the Book of Psalms that's full of psalmists just prostrate before the Lord, miserable, wailing, asking for help, riding a big struggle bus too, as I like to say. My daughter-in-law gave me that term, and I love it. Don't love the struggle bus, but I like the term. Um, and that because of that, I don't feel guilty sharing this, and there's no reason to feel guilty if you're not riding high all the time. I mean, none of us are superhuman. Um, I wanted to read a song. I believe this was one of the songs that we sang last Sunday, and I just love the words to this. It's a song. It's not a hymn. It's a song, a more contemporary song called "Christ Is Mine Forever." And I just wanted to read the words to you. This was arranged or written by Johnny Robinson and Rich Thompson. So if you want to, do a YouTube search for "Christ Is Mine Forever," I'm sure you can find a recording of this. And I'm just going to read the words because they just encouraged me. Mine are days that God has numbered. I was made to walk with him. Yet I look for worldly treasure and forsake the King of Kings. But mine, but mine is hope in the Redeemer. Though I fall, his love is sure. For Christ has paid for every failing. I am his forevermore. Mine are tears in times of sorrow, darkness yet not understood. Through the valley I must travel, where I see no earthly good. But mine is peace that flows from heaven, and the strength in times of need. I know my pain will not be wasted. Christ completes his work in me. Mine are mine are days here as a stranger, pilgrim on a narrow way. One with Christ I will encounter harm and hatred for his name. And yes, I have, coming from this very channel sometimes, but not from you guys. But mine is armor for this battle, strong enough to last the war. And he has said he will deliver safely to the golden shore. And the last verse, and mine are keys to Zion's city, where beside the king I walk. For there my heart has found its treasure. Christ is mine forevermore, forevermore. Come rejoice now, O my soul, for his love is my reward. Fear is gone and hope is sure. Christ is mine forevermore. I hope that encourages you all today, as much as it does me. I needed that this week, and I'm probably going to need it every day of my life. And it's so good to know that there is provision there. Yeah. Um, yeah. So thank you guys for your encouragement. And I'm just going to say goodbye for now. I hope to see you here next week. I think I'll be here. Yeah, I should be here unless something unforeseen happens. And I hope you have a fantastic week. God bless. Bye-bye.